The Muscatine City Council will come to order. We'll begin this evening with a roll call. Fran?
Councilmembers Lorette,
Present.
Fitzgerald.
Present.
Natfig.
Present.
Shahade. Bynum.
Present.
Phillips.
Present.
Spread.
Present.
6 present and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Very good, Fran. Thank you. Folks, would you rise and join me in our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, folks, and welcome. Item number 4 on tonight's agenda, communications from citizens. If anyone has an issue that they'd like to discuss with council that is not included on tonight's agenda, now would be the time to come forward and tell us who you are and where you're from.
Thank you very much. My name is Nancy Snod. I'm with Alliant Energy. My office is in Fort Madison, but we do have a Muscatine operating presence here as your gas provider. My company asks that once a year, as the account manager responsible for this area, that I meet with city councils and provide you with an update on some of the things that we've done in the community in the past 12 months, and just kind of, let you know some of the good news, some things that are happening, and of course, be available to listen to anything that you'd like to share with us as well. Last year, I mentioned to Greg, it was a kind of a lot more exciting. I had brought some big rebate checks for some projects that you had done at the Art Center and City Hall with new boilers, and I don't have any rebate checks tonight, but you did have some opportunity to engage with energy efficiency initiatives.
You only get 3 minutes then.
Well, all right, when Greg and I met last year, we targeted to do some audits at some of your facilities, so that's some of the stuff that we did. We did full-blown energy audits at the transfer station, the wastewater treatment plant, the Clark House, and the library. And we also support residential customers with energy efficiency programs. And we've, and this is since 2009 through 2012, 4,338 rebates, and the customer incentive payouts are just under $900,000, $892,000. And I worked with the city with audits last year, as I mentioned. The other thing we like to do is support our community with foundation grants and corporate support. It was a pleasure for me to give a check to the senior resources. We also supported the outdoor learning center at the school, the YMCA, the Arts Center, the Independence Day. We've participated the last 2 years, and some other things like that. Our operating center is on 215 Oak Street. We have 17 employees there, and we've added 4 since 2010. Most recently, we just added a new field engineer. I was really pleased to see that we have an additional person in that capacity, because that just says, how much work needs to be done here that we're supporting. It's great to see that in the community. I do a lot of work with the Economic Development Group and the Chamber, and they've done an excellent job engaging with some of our programs. And next Friday, I look forward to presenting a check for $1,500 for a labor shed study that they did, and that's a really good tool for economic development. We've also supported Greg Jenkins in his pursuit of a certification, and he got another scholarship this year for $500 in addition to the one that he got last year, and I think he's just one class short of being certified, so we're happy to help him with his professional development. We're also a big property tax payer, and in Muscatine, we paid $141,012 in property taxes, and this is for the last fiscal year. And then in Muscatine County, we paid $235,703. And last, I would like to mention our tree planting program. I was pleased to see that Muscatine applied for and was granted 2 tree grants this year. One was for the Riverview Park, and the other was for the downtown. And the reason we gave you those grants is because somebody took out the time to send in the application and write the proposal. And that's what we really want to see. We want to see you, aware of the programs and engaging where possible. And Greg, I think, is, we're doing a pretty good job of connecting on some of the places where we think we can support some of the initiatives here, and certainly want to see you maximize your resource with us, your natural gas provider. So, any questions for me?
Council?
Did I keep it under 5 minutes? Was that-
You're good, Nancy.
Okay.
All sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and welcome to
Nancy.
Muscatine this evening.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the council chambers tonight? Okay, let's move on to item 5, the consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes items 6A, items 8A through D, filing of communications 12A through G, and tonight's bills totaling $1,02,391.57?
Move its approval.
Give that to Scott, and Jeanette, I heard you over there. Second, all those in favor say aye. Discussion?
Jeanette made the second. Who made the first?
Scott.
Scott.
Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Down to item 7, public hearing, 7A that is. This public hearing concerns a proposed urban renewal plan amendment. The proposed amendment to the plan will authorize the city to incur debt for plan administration and professional support in an amount not to exceed $117,000. Funds will be provided through an internal advance of city funds on hand, and the obligation will be repaid with incremental property tax revenues. Prior to any formal action by city council, a public hearing is required. Now is the time for the public to comment. Is there a motion to close?
Move to close.
That would be Tom,
Second.
and second, Scott. And any discussion, council? That's it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item B, this public hearing concerns the proposed vacation of an unimproved portion of the Charles Street right-of-way. The property owner at 2218 New Hampshire Street is requesting a vacation of a 1,474 square foot unimproved portion of the Charles Street right-of-way. The intent is to accommodate an existing garage that was mistakenly constructed on a small portion of the unimproved portion of the right-of-way. The Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommends approval of this request. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. Now is the time for the public to comment.
Move to close.
No comments. Move to close with Mark in a second.
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Bob. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Moving down to item 11 from the city administrator, 11A, which is a resolution approving amendment to the urban renewal plan. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution approving the amendment to the urban renewal plan?
So moved, Your Honor.
Tom?
Second.
Second, Jeanette. Any discussion? This is a roll call beginning with Tom.
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
And Mark?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item B, this is the first reading of an ordinance vacating unimproved portion of Charles Street right-of-way. Presented for City Council's consideration is the first reading of an ordinance vacating an unimproved portion of the Charles Street right-of-way. The property owner at 2218 New Hampshire Street is requesting a vacation of a 1,474 square foot unimproved portion of the Charles Street right-of-way to accommodate an existing garage mistakenly constructed on a small portion of the unimproved portion of the right-of-way. Is there a motion to approve the first reading of the ordinance as submitted?
So move.
Bob?
Second.
Second, Scott. Any discussion? A roll call beginning with Bob.
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
And Jeanette?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item C, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing to amend Chapters 4 and 5 of Title 10 of the City Code pertaining to floodplain management regulations. In order for the city's regulations to be compliant with federal regulations, they must be revised to incorporate the recently revised FEMA flood insurance rate maps, or FIRM, that go into effect April 16th, 2014. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. This hearing will take place on Thursday, December 19th, 2013, at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Scott? Second, anyone?
Second.
Tom, any discussion? Also a roll call, beginning with Scott.
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
And Bob?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item D, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing for the Cedar Street reconstruction project. The engineer's estimated cost without a 10% contingency is $3,650,414. Other projects impacting this project, extension of the Papoose Creek culvert, Cedar Street clearing, Cedar Street utility upgrades and replacement, and Logan Street culvert extension, are either completed or under construction. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. This hearing will take place on Thursday, December 19th, 2013, at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved.
Jeanette?
Second.
Second, Mark. Any discussion? Also a roll call, beginning with Jeanette.
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Phil? Mark?
Aye.
And Tom?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item E, presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve change order number 1 for the Cedar Street Utility Project. The contract for the Cedar Street Utility Project was awarded to Brandt Construction in the amount of $381,599.40. Items outside the bid item scope were necessary to complete the project. This change order totals $3,260, and other bid item quantity adjustments resulted in a deduction of $15,791.56 for a net final contract amount of $369,067.84. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So move.
Bob, and a second?
Second.
Second, Jeanette. Discussion, council? None? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item F, presented for City Council's consideration as a resolution accepting completed work for the Cedar Street Utility Project and authorizing final payment. The city entered into a contract for this project with Brandt Construction in the amount of $381,599.40. One change order and bid item adjustments resulted in a final contract amount of $369,067.84. All work has been completed and the project is ready to close out. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Scott?
Second.
Second, Mark. Discussion? And beginning with Scott, roll call.
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
And Bob?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item G, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution approving the Code of Conduct Policy, Equal Opportunity Policy, and Prohibition of Use of Excessive Force Policy. The city has been conditionally awarded a CGBG Downtown Revitalization Grant, funds totaling $500,000 to comply with federal and state regulations for the admission of federal grant funds. These three policies must be adopted by resolution. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved.
I heard, was that Mark?
Second.
And a second, Tom. Any discussion, council? Roll call, beginning with Mark.
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
And Phil?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item H, presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve professional services agreement with HBK Engineering. The city has been conditionally awarded CGBG Downtown Revitalization Grant funds totaling $500,000. HBK Engineering has been selected to assist with architectural design and construction management for revitalization. There are two agreements. The first is for architectural design services in an amount not to exceed $68,490, and the second is for the construction management services in an amount not to exceed $5,400. The cost for these professional services is covered entirely by the grant funds. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
Mark, and a second.
Second.
Second, Scott. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Let's see, item 14, it is now time for communications from council members. And we'll begin with Councilman Lorette.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just remind everyone that tomorrow night is the holiday stroll, so I hope everyone will come down. Thank you.
Very good. Councilman Fitzgerald.
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
Scott?
I have nothing, thank you.
Okay. And Bob?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Jeanette?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Tom?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Okay. Greg?
Just a reminder that we have closed session tonight.
Fran?
Actually, I do have something to say. On December the 19th at 5:45 PM in the lower level conference room, we're going to have a reception for Councilmember Lorette. Yeah, that will be his last meeting, and so we would like to do something for him. I won't be there, but we'll make sure it's taken care of.
That's what's the date again, Fran?
December the 19th,
Okay.
prior to the December 19th city council meeting. And then also, since I won't be here on December the 19th, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas now.
Very good. And I have no comments tonight. Any other business, council, aside from our closed session? Guess not. Is there a request to enter into, or a motion to enter into closed session per State Code 21.5 to discuss property purchase and pending litigation?
So moved.
I'll give that to Tom. And a second?
Second.
Second, Bob. And this is a roll call vote, beginning with Tom.
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
And Mark?
Aye.
Very good. We are now about to enter into closed session, so thank you, folks, for coming this evening.